Rebecca, really good to see you on Sky News this afternoon. A momentous moment.
An extraordinary moment that I have to say. I've doubted at certain points. I've hoped for continuously. I've listened to the impassioned pleas by all the people behind me who have these incredible, awful stories of trauma and tragedy that have happened in the past and are imminently about to happen. Many of them have terminal diagnosis themselves. And today means so much to them. It means so much to me. I spoke to Mum. One word to describe it was wow. And in that word, we just want to say thank you. Thank you to Kim Leadbeater for doing such an extraordinary thing by bringing this and pulling it through and getting it past all the people that were worried about it, and to all the MPs that listened to their constituents and listened to the stories and listen to the fact that the current law is cruel and doesn't work, and there's cruelty and chaos, and there can be peace in this rule and regulation and legislation. And I'm a little bit dappy because I just feel amazing.
And your mum, you said she just said one word. She said, wow. It's her birthday this weekend, isn't it? So it's like an early birthday present for her.
It is. It's obviously not a birthday present for her in the sense that it will ever be a law that will work for her. She didn't think that she was going to live to see the debate, let alone see a conclusion that went our way. She told me again about her conversation with Sir Keir and how he promised that if a bill came forward, she would live to see it. And he kept his promise. Many politicians don't, but he really did. And I think this is a really kind, compassionate, common sense bill, and I'm just so grateful to have been part of it and so privileged to have seen how it works. And I'm so grateful to everybody that's told me their story and given me the energy to keep going with it, and everybody else. It's just wonderful.
It's not the end of the story, though, is it, Rebecca? It's still got to go to the House of Lords, and there are some MPs expressing concern that it's going to be subject to endless challenge and amendment. How long do you think it'll be before it's reality?
Well, I spoke to people just outside the chamber, and they were quite positive about how Lord Falconer will take it through. They think it will be a pretty straightforward process that to undermine what has been a very democratic process would not look great. And Lord Falconer obviously brought the bill back in 2015, I think it was, and so he is exactly the right person to take it on. We have huge faith in him. We will be there supporting it again, obviously, but this was the huge hurdle, and I really think a couple of things, very small, may change, but I really think the bill as it is a really strong bill with safeguarding at its core. It has been scrutinised again and again and again, and by experts, and they're opening champagne, and it couldn't be a safer, better law.
And for those who say that they have concerns about the voiceless in this, and those who are already marginalised, their concerns for them?
So what I would say is that at the moment there is no safeguarding for anybody that feels marginalised or vulnerable to it. There is nobody looking out for and protecting. This bill brings in layer upon layer of safeguards. This bill brings in social workers, psychiatrists, legal professionals. We're going to have scrutiny upon scrutiny for every case, and at the moment there is no scrutiny. Coercion can be happening as we speak. This law brings in those safeguards. You could be sentenced to up to life in prison, 14 years for finding coercion. There is now strength and protection for vulnerable people by having this law passed.
And for those who are calling for an urgent rethink about funding and availability and quality of palliative care, what do you think about those arguments?
I would refer them back to the Health and Select Care Committee report that came out earlier last year that took 14 months to collate. examined the regions around the world that have assisted dying, and it proved and showed through evidence and fact that palliative care doesn't get worse if you have an assisted dying law. In fact, some places it gets better. And since this bill was announced, more than £100 million has been donated to hospices as a direct result of this. We are talking about end-of-life care. We are talking about palliative care. We are talking about a death in such an open, frank and brilliantly didactic way now that hopefully something will change, and our NHS systems will support an end-of-life care, because of course where we have it, it is gold star, but it is patchy, and that is not something that we have ever denied as part of this assisted dying campaign. We believe in palliative care, but we believe that assisted dying can be a tool within the palliative care consultant's medical bag.
And I just want to get your perspective on the whole way in which this has happened. You talked about Kim Leadbeater. She raised this as a private member's bill. It's an unusual way for something to ultimately become legislation. It was passed really by a very narrow margin today. Were there moments where you thought it wasn't going to happen?
I don't think it was that narrow. I think we had a good majority. I think we've always had a majority. I think people have been really thinking about it, really listening to the experts, to the witnesses that came to committee, looking through the 800 amendments, and still we had a strong majority. I mean, 314 is great on our side, but it's just quite difficult to remember what you actually asked me as the first question. Sorry.
Rebecca, don't worry about it. I don't want to take any more of your time. It's been a very big day for you, and please pass on birthday wishes to your mother from all of us.
I will. Thank you so much. Thank you.